What is up, everybody? How's it going? I hope your Thursday evening is awesome. We got ourselves a Division 1 showdown here for CCA League Season 3. Here tonight, it is Penn State Blue versus Firefin Couches of Michigan State. I'm Keon. I'm joined by Elixir here from Central Florida Splatoon variety. Elixir, we got ourselves a fun matchup ahead of us. This should be a fun match between these two.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, PSU Blue and MSU Firefin Couches are like quite known to be like powerhouses of the CCA Splatoon in general. So, I mean, it's these two schools are probably going to give us quite a good showing.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to give everybody a context of what the records look like, Penn State Blue has yet to drop a set in Division 1A so far. Michigan State Firefin Couches are 2-1 in set record. Looking to see if Firefin Couches can give Penn State Blue their first set loss of the season. We're about to load in here we're about to be queuing up here for Umami Ruin Splat Zones. Alexo, tell us what you think about this map.
Umami Ruin Splat Zones is kind of like a really weird double zones map because it's almost like you have one zone that you think about, and then you kind of like do this like weird circle around like the middle section to get the other zone, because like it's very hard to get to the other zone. You have to either fully commit to a single zone and then you start worrying.
Well, let's see how both teams want to attack it here as we have queued in. Michigan State's squad's leading up with the T-Tech Slash Machine, the 52, and the Z+F splatter shot on the other side for Penn State. I mean, of course, the Ink Brush, the V-Shot, VDS, and Splash-O-Matic. Unsurprising weapon choices here, as we do see two members down on the side of Penn State. Michigan State starts this one off with them getting both zones.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, they have done that, but I mean, Penn State, I mean, even though they were 2 down, they were able to hold it on defense quite well and make sure that, MSU didn't have all that good of a lead. And now they've also taken lead.
Yeah, this is a very short lead, though. Both teams really not getting full control of both of those zones right now. We do see Obscure painting over the zone, and it will give Penn State the control they need. And Michigan State start having to play from behind here. We got the Trizuka coming out shortly here, taking out Ender, and Obscure is able to get out of the triple ink strike. They do lose control for just a few moments. Penn State still continuing on. They're looking to pressure out Michigan State here, and they're doing just that.
And it looks like PSU is going to try to camp them out in the enemy base to make sure that they have to prioritize the enemy before the zone, which lets them get more points. As we see this Booyah come in.
Yeah, the Booyah's has already taken one of those zones away. They're looking to see if they get the second one, put Penn State in the penalty box. But right now, Penn State, they do get both of those zones back, and Michigan State lost 3 members on this one. Penn State's going to keep their control going. In fact, a delayed wipe. Chef's the last one to respond. If Penn State can win this fight, this is looking to be a possible KO coming in here shortly.
Yeah, I mean, PSU has been holding a very strong lead over MSU and making sure they can't ever get out of mid. I mean, the only thing they could have done is make sure they had like some good burst paint, which they try to do with like the Booyah Bomb plus Tri-Strikes, but it didn't quite line up perfectly to cap both zones because of how Umami Ruins works.
Definitely, and Penn State coming out of this one with a KO to their record. They take home the first map this set. Umami Zones belongs to them. Penn State on the board, 1-0. And I mean, really, Penn State pretty much had that one, even though they did lose zone for maybe 1 point of that entire map. Penn State didn't seem to mind it too much. They take both zones, they played around it, and again, one thing I like to note, total control of the map, especially Michigan State just had a hard time getting out of spawn and trying to get both those zones back.
Yeah, I mean, the part of that was just mainly Umami Ruins, where you got a good mid, but the spawn regions for both sides is kind of mid. It's okay. As we're moving on to tower control, Hagglefish. What do you know about this?
I mean, really, with Hagglefish being one of the newer maps here in Splatoon 3, I mean, there's a lot of ways to really go around this one. This could be a map where you could see a lot of long range weapons playing supreme, especially with the tent and the terrain that some of these weapons can dish out. I like that if the Z+F splatter shot, if Michigan State wants to go back to that could be a very wise choice. But I'd be curious to see how both these teams adapt to Hagglefish tower control, especially given the terrain of this map.
Yeah, I mean, what they need to do is try to hold the center of the mid in order to control tower. But as soon as that happens, someone needs to get into the enemy side and try to flank from the tense areas, so that way they can secure the further anchor points as the track goes along.
Most definitely here, as both teams are set and ready to go. We're loading into map 2 of this set here between Firefin Couches of Michigan State versus Penn State Blue. A lot of things to note for both these teams. Let's get right into this one. I think we're gonna be seeing the same weapons here from Michigan State. Penn State's going a little interesting here. The Aerospray RG coming out here from Penn State. I have a lot of questions for this particular weapon choice here from Jay. Here, as I mean, Jay's dishing out the Aerospray RG. This could be a very interesting choice coming out of Penn State here, Elixir, and I'm just really curious to see if this will work for them.
Yeah, I mean, there's multiple people down on each side, and they have to try to figure out a way to go and secure their advantage points.
Oh yeah, definitely here. Obscure trying to pressure them out. We see Obscure going down here shortly, but of course, but Snow gets the return fire onto Michigan State. Now Snow's gonna be the one pressuring up top, but gets completely taken out there. Michigan State Chef takes full advantage. The tower goes nowhere in the first minute or so. Both teams kind of just dueling, getting a feel for each other here as both of them trying to wrestle control of mid.
Yeah, but this was a very nice use of Killer Whale because it distracts like the enemy from the tower and possibly allows MSU to go and get a little bit of tower, which it did for 2 points, but not that great.
Oh, definitely not. And right now we are looking at Penn State's right now. A lot of good control of mid, but no tower pushes to note there. Trade of players right now between both these teams. The Aerospray gets a splat onto one of the members of Michigan State's side. Right now, Penn State still playing a little further behind here. Booyah Bomb looking to pressure on Michigan State, trying to chuck it on the other side. Able to pressure off just a bit. Penn State will get the lead here right now.
Yeah, and so we see this Aerospray kind of painting up control, and allows very strong positions that PSU can go and take from either left and right directions, as tower control is probably one of the best modes to go and see this. And that was a nice pick from Nick.
That was an excellent pick from Nick here, but Penn State does not mind the pick from Nick. In fact, it is a total wipeout here. Penn State winning that fight, and 4 members down. Penn State's going to look to take advantage by painting on the enemy territory there of Michigan State. And right now they're entering checkpoint 1. This should be checkpoint 1 here, Elixir.
Yeah, and it's already been broken. And if they somehow lose control, I mean, it won't actually matter, because it's those checkpoints that really matter so much, and you can always get back to your original position.
Oh, definitely. There's a lot of trading really from both these teams. 2 members down on both sides. Penn State's looking to continue this push right now. Slashing Machine kind of just being pressured out already. Penn State's just playing havoc right now. The RG does drop there, but so did the Slashing Machine, but now he has 3 members down on the side of Penn State. So this is going to reset the tower back to mid, and it gives Michigan State time to work with. 39 points remaining is what Penn State has, but still a very good push by them so far.
Yeah, and they need to go and try in order to make a strong push from the side of MSU. Yeah, they need to start working with a little bit of their special coordination, because they're currently just rushing tower.
Definitely. We did see 3 members drop on the side of Penn State just earlier, but 2 members dropping right there. Kraken going ham on the Octobrush. Can Kraken find a third? No! Sand shuts Kraken down, and it will be Michigan State shutting down Kraken, but at the very least, the tower still resets back to mid. Still plenty of time for Michigan State to come back out of this one. Trizuka coming online here for Penn State, and nice find by Sand! Sand takes out Obscure, but it is going to drop as well to a suction bomb, and it is 2 members down on the side of Michigan State, but really no team really has decent control of mid, but as soon as I say that, Penn State pressures out the rest of Michigan State. Snow picks up 2. It's 3 members down on Michigan State. Penn State looking to take advantage.
Yeah, and as long as you can somehow control the enemy spawn area, I mean, you should like PSU is mostly set. I mean, as they get collapsed in by multiple specials.
I mean, that's great special usage there from Michigan State. They knew that they had to defend that with their might there, as Penn State was pretty much looking to shut them out, trying to see if they can get Michigan State no chance to push. It is around 22 seconds left to go, Elixir. What does Michigan State need to do to even have a chance for OT and possibly get a game-winning push as Ender takes out Obscure?
So what they did there was a little early with the tri-strikes. They should have waited until they were at anchor points for that tri-strike. That was a bit presumptuous, and now they have to go like all in on the specials and make sure that they can like constantly have that aggression. But special advantage is only limited.
Very true, but right now Michigan State, they're on the first checkpoint. There's 2 members down. Penn State goes on the tower, and Michigan State does not have a chance to get the lead. Penn State wins Hagglefish Tower control. They are now 2-0 in this set over Firefin Couches.
Yeah, that was a very nice play from PSU. I mean, it's obviously it's shown because I mean, on their track records, I mean, being undefeated kind of does make them monsters per se.
I mean, let's be real. Penn State, they are playing so well right now on the first 2 maps. I mean, Michigan State, they're definitely trying. That tower control map was pretty back and forth for most of that, but Penn State, they got themselves together. Pretty much the moment that 3 members dropped, it was pretty much gonna signal the end of that, as they were just pushed up to 39 points, and then Penn State was winning a lot of these fights here. They're quickly going into Mahi Mahi Rainmaker Elixir. What can you tell us about this map?
So Mahi Mahi Rainmaker is a very snowbally map where you have to learn to kind of like wait out the enemies, but you can't be too passive, or else the entirety of mid could be taken control by like a couple prize strikes. So I mean, this has been something that I've been seeing a lot from these 2 teams, but it's like a crucial thing is they're good in talent, but their special coordination, there's a slight difference that kind of makes them obvious in who could win.
Oh yeah, for sure. Here, as we're about to load in to Mahi Mahi Rainmaker, Michigan State's still looking to be on the board, and this will be a very fascinating map here. And already Michigan State with some adaptations here. They are adjusting to the Stamper and the Nautilus on the other side. That's very similar choices there, but only thing to note from Penn State, they are both variants of the splatter shot.
Yeah, I mean, the changes in the weapons allow them to like poke a little bit better and also bully some of the shorter range weapons from the side of Penn State.
Oh yeah, definitely. Wavebreaker just came out already. Rainmaker has been picked up here on the side of Michigan State. Michigan State does lose 2. They are still trying to fight their way through. Now they're just trying to rush in. Are they able to get the first checkpoint? They do! The first checkpoint is secure for Michigan State. Sure, they did lose 3, but they will be happy with that checkpoint. Kraken does pick up a double at the very least. Penn State's going to try to see if they can get the first checkpoint of their own.
Yeah, first checkpoint is very crucial in Mahi Mahi because that determines the water level. So, I mean, it's not exactly a advantage, but it could be used by either team actually now that water has dropped.
Oh yeah, here as Michigan State, they do lose 2. Penn State is slowly losing members. Jay is just trying to hold on to this Rainmaker. They're trying to see if they can carve out some sort of opening for Jay to navigate through, but Michigan State's trying to collapse onto them. Jay just keep getting pushed backwards, but the patient play from Penn State and 3 members from Michigan State drops, and Jay is going to take home the checkpoint. Both checkpoints have been taken by both of these teams.
Yeah, and now they have to either hold the aggression or they have to build up some specials in order to deter the enemy from the Rainmaker. As we see a tri-strike that got no one, but that was an excellent usage for that.
Yeah, tri-strike coming out here. Obscure does pick out 1. You do see Sam pressuring out Obscure. Yes, you do take out Obscure, but 2 members drop. The Rainmaker does reset at the very least. Both teams are dying left and right, but Michigan State is got delayed, wiped there, and Penn State's picking up the Rainmaker.
Yeah, and Jay is actually playing Rainmaker a little differently. They're being very patient, which allows them to possibly get more points than a typical just rush out. But the patient style also kind of allows specials to be built up. But oh my god!
Yes, I think you're about to notice there, but Penn State is wiped out. As we just saw, Penn State did get a lot of points with that push on the Rainmaker. Yes, Michigan State, they do hold off that push, but Penn State puts it to 22 points remaining. Michigan State still plenty of time. No need to not much time to panic there. You got 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. Still plenty of time to get a really good push ahead of them. It's gonna have to start though by taking out a good chunk of the Penn State members there. Penn State has lost 2 on that push. Maybe Michigan State can build something out of that one. As soon as I say that though, Sandy does drop.
Yeah, and I mean, Penn State is playing this very defensively and making sure they can't really go through like the route very well, because Mahi Mahi doesn't have many entry tools.
Yeah, and the fact that Penn State's pretty much trying to find every place to deny the rest of Michigan State any chances to work with here is gonna help Penn State a lot. They are playing this map very well right now. Penn State, they drop off the Rainmaker. In fact, I believe Michigan State just got delayed wipe again. And now Penn State, do you pick up this Rainmaker, go for a push, or are they willing to play patiently and just try to get as much control of the turf as much as they can to make sure that Michigan State doesn't push? And it looks like it might be the latter.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually a very smart move to go and try to actually not try to push on Mahi Mahi, because if you somehow get a wipe on Mahi, that could spell your downfall.
Speaking of wipes on Mahi, the Michigan State lost 3 members on that point there, and Penn State, they do pick up the Rainmaker. 2 members have dropped on Michigan State. It's going to be Jay looking to secure this push. It is a delayed triple, and Jay is going to be able to slam it home. No! It is denied! Sandeep denies the slam, and they do wipe out Penn State. It is 1 point remaining. Michigan State holding on to life, but they have to get the KO to win this map. Michigan State, 37 seconds to do it.
And they can do it. I mean, they just have to make sure that they know like how to use their specials appropriately. I mean, they have a perfect tri-strike, but 2 go down and tri-strike gets used.
Yeah, and right now the Rainmaker holder is holding on to this one. They only have at least 10 seconds extra of overtime to work with. But these 3 members, they drop on Penn State. If Penn State can find Chef, this is gonna spell the end of Michigan State's hopes. But right now, Jay's trying to collapse onto Chef. Chef is stuck in terrain. 5 seconds left to go. It is effectively 17 seconds left. Michigan State is quickly losing members. Penn State is pressuring out Chef. Chef doesn't have anywhere to go right now. And 9 seconds. And Chef does drop. So despite the valiant efforts of Michigan State to run it back, Penn State denies them, and they are 3-0 up in this set. It's match point for Penn State.
Yeah, again, the match was played so well of just constantly just pressuring each side using their special main weapons, going back and forth with kills. But again, it's I want to reiterate that special coordination is like phenomenal and making sure that they have no breathing room.
Yeah, the special usage coming out of Penn State has been excellent across these 3 maps. Michigan State, they're just trying everything they could to try to see if they can get any points back or try to find openings against Penn State, but Penn State shuts a lot of it down, and Michigan State is just being stuck in the back, trying to recuperate as much as they can. They're queuing up to the 4th map, match point for Penn State on Manta Maria Clan Blitz. As always, Alexa, what can we expect to see out of this map combo?
Clan Blitz Manta Maria. I mean, it has many routes to get into the basket area, and the basket area is quite wide. If they can somehow manage to do a flank route on either the left route through the boxes or through the sides, I mean, you can easily open up yourself to get a good power lead.
And I'll be curious to see if both teams can try to find those openings as much as they can, and let's see if both teams can find all the angles that they can to get the opening here. We're about to queue in for this one. Penn State looking to stay undefeated if they win this 4th map. Michigan State trying to stay alive in this set. We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see who takes this one, as we see the 96 Gal Deco being changed out here for Chef. So the Kraken is going to be online, but on the other side, Double Splash-O-Matics.
Yeah, I mean, you can obviously see what Michigan State is trying to do. They're going to probably try to go into the enemy base with that Kraken, and try to do that flank route like I mentioned before. But we have to just wait and see.
Yeah, right now both teams just trying to gather up as many clamps as they can, try to see if they can get that coordinated push going. Teamwork's going to be key here. Stamper dropping on the side of Michigan State. Penn State's just trying to push up ahead. They are trying to see if they can take over some of that territory there that Michigan State has. Triple Ink Strike pretty much use zoning out the rest of Michigan State as much as they can, but the Triple Ink Strike is returned back and it takes out the Splash member. Both teams really still kind of just dueling and no power clam on Cypher either.
Yeah, I mean, they're managing clam climbing quite well, with just 7 and 10, and it's concentrating back between who has a little bit more.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I do see the power clam on hand here. Penn State has that power clam. It's going to be Jay with the power clam, especially there. Michigan State is going to know that one of the members has it. So, really, the goal for Michigan State, try to see if you can coordinate together here. Possibly see if you can get your special coordinations. Try to see if you can take out a lot of members of Penn State and others as much as they can. Penn State's going to try to deny any of those ideas. They take out 2 members, but so did Jay, who had the power clam. And again, the duel continues on, but as it stands, Penn State did lose on a delayed triple.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very strong push, but I mean, the power clam just didn't go with the rest of the team. It got punished by Michigan State. I mean, they could be going for it looks like a double back as Stanford goes down.
Yeah, Stamper dropping to a well-placed splat bomb there, so opening up some room for Penn State to push into the enemy territory, try to put as much ink down, try to assert as much control of that as much as they can. And we do see the power clam still being held on to Penn State here. Kraken's just trying to open up some openings here. Triple Ink Strike, allowing all the ink to come down, and it will be Penn State with the first push, and a lot of clams are coming in here. Obscure's going to cash in on a lot more, and they're down to 47 points remaining, and 2 members of Michigan State continue to drop. There are still no clams on site, though, for Penn State. Michigan State might be able to hold. Crab is online by Snow. Snow trying to pressure them out with the Crab, but it is going to stop right there. It is effectively what appears to be a 1+10 push for Penn State. Very strong push.
Yeah, but don't count Michigan State out. I mean, they still have 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, and all they need to do is somehow get their clam economy up because they have multiple specials ready. Or as we see the Kraken user go down.
Yeah, the Kraken user dropping, and all the clams we're online there. It will be Penn State. They already spawned another power clam there. It's gonna have to take a great push to take out the power clam holder there, and the T-Tech drops, and they're getting flanked from both sides of the map. It's Penn State wiping out Michigan State on top of that, and 2 power clams are online. Penn State's looking to make this push happen, and they've cashed in on both of them. It's down to 32 points remaining. Lots of clams on the board for Penn State. They can try to cash those in. Snow with the Crab, great usage to pressure out Michigan State, hoping to prolong this push even further. 9 clams, that should be enough for KO territory, but they are not able to do that. The barrier comes back up. Penn State with a great push.
Yeah, and now MSU is trying to hold back mid and making sure that they try to grab the newly spawning clams that will be coming up soon.
Yeah. Again, there is still a lot of time, but that is a huge deficit for Michigan State to come back on. Michigan State is definitely trying their best to take some of Penn State's territory away, putting ink down on their turf, but they're getting picked off left and right now. And Michigan State, they still, again, we'll continue to vary. Still 1 minute left to go. They are still hanging on here. Penn State's at 26 points remaining. Michigan State still have yet to get a push. I mean, really, Alexa, what does Michigan State have to do to take this one?
I mean, they need to use the Kraken, but they also need to layer that with another special in order to try to deter as we see the Kraken user go down, in order to go and make a strong push. But Kraken Mare is just messing everyone up.
Kraken is just plain incredible right now with that ink brush, and Michigan State's just having no room to work with right now. Penn State is still is pretty much trying to shut Michigan State down. There is 2 power clams, so Michigan State's still holding on. Michigan State, though, they've lost 2 members. The power clam went down. It is going to be entering OT here at the very least, because the pity clam is still online, but they need a major push if Michigan State wants to have a chance. Overtime is going to be online here, Elixir.
And once again, a little bit preemptive tri-strikes that isn't going to really help their push. They need to protect their power clamp users like really good in order for this to work.
Yeah, but the power clamp is they're not able to cash in on all of them. Penn State's just playing so aggressive, and no! The power clamp, we see it just trying to be cashed in, but Splatoon said no on that one. The game ends like that, and Penn State goes home with a sweep against Michigan State Firefin couches. Yep, alright.
And we've heard that there's going to be all 7. So we are going to see some more exciting gameplay between Penn State and Michigan State here.
There was a huge deficit from Michigan State that they had to call back from. Yes, the power clam was cashed in just like a fraction of a second too late, effectively, and that meant that Michigan State had no chance to get an extra push. They needed a lot of clams though to come back, but it always sucks to see the game end just by that power clam not being able to cash in by a few seconds.
I know. I mean, MSU is probably thinking like, if only we could have gone there a little bit faster. Just only.
No kidding on that one there. So yeah, we are going to be playing all 7 matchups, but the official match score here will be Penn State Blue taking home the set 4-0 against Michigan State Firefin couches. Gotta love the CCA traditional. We're playing all 7. We got the 5th map here, Inkblot Art Academy Splat Zones. I mean, Alexa, what can we expect to see for both these teams here in zones?
I mean, I expect to see like the shots to be coming out, the tri-strike constantly being able to, cap a good amount of the zone. Although I'm curious to see if we're gonna have Kraken like just go into the enemy plat and just make a mess in MSU space.
For sure. So what we could be seeing some fun things here between Michigan State or Penn State, or go back to the usual bag of tricks, as we do see some changes on Michigan State. They're dishing out double splashes of their own. Well, Penn State has double splashes, just different varieties, so I guess it is not a true mirror match, but it's close enough, I suppose.
Yeah, and we're seeing that Charger come back again, too, from Michigan State, which Inkblot is an excellent map for Chargers, because you have several areas you can kind of just pressure the enemy side from. So we see 3 go down on the side of Penn State.
Yeah, Penn State dropping 3 right now, so Michigan State's going to take control of this point here, and Penn State actually losing 2 members already. This is going to prolong the push a bit here for Michigan State to get even more points off the board. Michigan State, they're going to play a lot more aggressive, try to see if they can shut Penn State out, and so far Kraken going down, they may be able to get a handful of extra points. Zone looking to be close to neutral, but it's still hanging on.
Yeah, and I mean, that crab could have gone up a little bit, but this is a little bit too late for now. Because, I mean, the crab positioning on top was able to pressure Penn State for quite a long time, all the way down to 58.
Yeah, 58 points remaining, 33 points in the penalty box here for Michigan State. Penn State's going to try to get their own push of their own. 2 members dropping on the side of Michigan State. Penn State might be looking to flip the lead back. Delayed triple definitely is going to get the lead flipped back in favor of Penn State, and surely enough, Penn State has the lead. Michigan State, they're trying to find their way back in.
Yeah, I mean, they have to somehow work together to try to pick off some people, but we see both splashes go down the side of both teams.
Yeah, and right now it's just 2 members down, made a delayed triple again. Penn State is continuing to assert control, and this is just a bad time for this triple right now, as Michigan State, they're having to rush right in, and the 4th member drops. Penn State might be maybe looking to make this a KO in this 5th map here, and Michigan State does not have a response, and Penn State will take home the Inkblot Zones map.
Oh my god, that was an excellent map. I mean, MSU really had it for like the first half of the game, just holding strong and pressuring Penn State out of mid, but it just eventually collapsed once that once that crab on the center tower just expired.
Definitely. There were a lot of moments there where Michigan State, they could have looked to extend the lead even further, but I mean they were fighting Penn State members left and right in the initial part of that push, but Michigan State just didn't have enough momentum to keep going. And Penn State, they weren't too phased by it being 58 points remaining down. They fired back and played their own aggression. Michigan State just didn't have much response, and that is how that fifth map ends. On the unofficial fifth map ends. Onto the sixth map of this set, Mako Mart Tower Control. They're wasting no time. What can we see here in Mako Mart Tower Control, Ixel?
I mean, I'm expecting to see, the regular comp from, MSU, because, I mean, Charger's good, Shot's very good. I mean, you can just pressure the enemy as we see, but PSU, like, I think they are going to stick with their comp too, which, with how small Mako Mart is, you can honestly just shark a lot of Mako Mart and just make sure MSU just does not get to breathe.
Definitely, we could be seeing Michigan State back to the double splash. Could we be seeing something similar? The Aerospray RG, more Booyah Bomb shenanigans here from Penn State. Jay with the gold Aerospray back. I still have a lot of questions, but hey, it worked in the previous Tower Control map. Penn State's going to try to do this again in this Tower Control map.
And as we immediately see, just a bloodbath between like both teams. They're constantly going two down.
I mean, Kraken is just going insane right now on this Octo Brush. Kraken getting a triple on this Mako Mart Tower Control, and that's just going to extend the push even further for Penn State. Kraken is just playing insanely nuts. As soon as I praise Kraken there, then Kraken does drop, but it is going to be the first checkpoint there. Michigan State trying to fire back, getting collapsed on by multiple Penn State members. Penn State has 57 points remaining. Michigan State definitely trying their best, as they are able to take out two members, though. Penn State is still pushing along, but just slowly, and now 3 down. Michigan State holds them off.
Yeah, I mean, that was an interesting retreat from Tower from Jay. Just they could easily work with that Booyah Bomb, but we saw Jay actually use that Booyah Bomb to grab, make sure that ensure that MSU just not have any specials that's being used for Tower push.
Oh yeah, for sure. Penn State did lose 3 members right now. Michigan State, they're still pushing up ahead. And right now, for Michigan State, they are definitely trying to make the 6th map at the very least count for them, as they are trying to find their angles in. Penn State's just trying to shut down a lot of places where Michigan State's trying to push along, trying to see if they can expand the map further. And Michigan State, they're pretty much stuck to 86 points remaining. Still not a bad push, but definitely we could see a lot more from Michigan State if they're able to pick out more, as 2 do go down on Penn State.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to commend the push from MSU, but 2 immediately went down. Now both sides.
And members are dropping on both sides here. We do see Michigan State, they are able to push the tower even further onto the first checkpoint. Both teams' members are up, but they are able to get through that first checkpoint. Penn State, they're just playing a little further back. They're trying to find all the openings, trying to flank Michigan State all over the board. Trade of 1 members on both teams, and it is going to be 3 down on Michigan State's end. It is going to put the tower back to neutral at the very least.
Yeah, and Nick has to play very safe now, because I mean, they have full control. Penn State has full control over the stacks and is able to do anything they honestly want to now.
Definitely, we do see Sandy and the RG dropping down on Jay's RG dropping there, and right now the tower is being reset back. Both teams are just going back and forth right now, as we're about to see 3 members down on the side of Penn State. Michigan State at least putting the tower back into neutral once again, and right now they're trying to see if they can get a better push of their own, as we do see one of the splashes dropping on the side of Michigan State. I mean, right now for Penn State, they're just pushing up ahead, trying to see if they can stop this push. All we're gonna see, though, the tower just goes back to neutral by the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very hard to go and get a good strong push on tower when you constantly have a Booyah Bomb just thrown at the tower. from Jay.
Yeah, and right now, as with Jay just farming up those Booyah Bombs. In fact, Jay already having the Booyah Bomb up and running, just trying to pop that, try to see if they can throw it somewhere where the rest of Michigan State can't work with, and he throws it to the left-hand side, so Michigan trying to shut off that left side entrance. Sandy is still left unchecked, though, and Obscure does drop so did two members of Michigan State. Penn State's just running Michigan State all over the board. There we go, another member dropping on the side of Penn State. Michigan State might be looking to hold here, but we're down to less than a minute left, and two members dropping on Michigan State. Michigan State's play is having to play from behind again at the last minute.
And that's a delayed wipe from Obscure, just taking out one member of MSU, one at a time.
Yeah, the delayed wipeout is just giving Penn State so much advantage. In fact, they're even to get even more points remaining here. They're on the checkpoint 2. They are not able to get full checkpoint 2 there, but the Trizuka did find Ender at the very least. So, well, as soon as I say that, Penn State's just going to try to reset back into it. Kraken takes out one of the members there by the Zipcaster kill, if you will. That's a little fun. 15 seconds left to go, though. Penn State's just asserting control of this tower. Michigan State is just stuck in their base.
And I mean, Kraken did an excellent shot to try to prevent MSU to get any strong hold on that side. And Nick now has to hit all their shots in order to somehow make this work.
Yeah, and right now, Nick is the only one on the tower. You don't want to necessarily fall off the tower right now or get killed while you're on the tower. Penn State all finally responding, and they are off the tower, which is going to give Penn State nobody to work with, but the Tri-Strike does take out 2, but someone does enter the tower, I believe, out of this one, or the tower stayed too long enough to reset, and Penn State does take home the 6th map of Mako Mark Tower Control.
Yeah, I mean, I know that feeling of just being the tower rider, and you are so crucial in order to make the overwhelming lead. But you gotta break sometimes. But I don't know. I think Nick should have tried to hold on to that tower a little bit more. Just try strike the tower itself while they're still on it.
Yeah, definitely, and I like the idea though at the very least, trying to get off the tower, try to see if they can get the rest of Penn State off. But they had a Booyah Bomb ready at the wings. All that Penn State needed to just have a body on the tower just to get a reset, set back to neutral to end OT, and that's really all that Penn State needed to do. Well, we're about to load up to the 7th map here in ELTL Alley Rainmaker. I am inclined to believe that there are upcoming patch notes coming up for Split 2 and 3 as they're about to get some updates out here in Running Elixir.
Yeah, I mean, this may be the matches we're seeing with the double splash and all this could be the end of it on the net in probably an hour from now, as everything's going to get hit with the giant nerf. And we are moving in and seeing what the comp will be on EOTail Rainmaker.
Yeah, we'll cover more of the patch notes here as it will be coming in here soon near the upcoming hour there, as we're about to cover the 7th map of EOTail, 7th map here being EOTail Rainmaker, the unofficial 7th map for that matter, and not really too much in adaptation things. Well, as soon as I say that, I forgot that Kraken has what appeared to be a reflux on hand.
Yeah, I know, and Jay just has taken up now Kraken's main weapon of Inkbrush, as we see 3 down on the side of Michigan State.
Blink and you miss it, and all of a sudden 3 members of Michigan State dropping there, giving Penn State the opportunity to push with that Rainmaker right now. We do see Obscure and Snow. They're trying to carve out a path. It's going to be the Rainmaker holder there. 46 seconds left to go. While they're holding this Rainmaker. They're playing very patiently. We noted this in the previous Rainmaker map. Penn State opting to play a lot more patiently until they know they have all the ink down on the turf, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. They've broken through that first checkpoint.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, Kraken now kind of shark and farm for missiles in order to, prevent Michigan State from having control over the Rainmaker.
Yeah, and the Rainmaker is just going to be stuck in that first checkpoint. We do see 2 members down on the side of Penn State, and we do see the The missiles coming out, being popped out here from Kraken, but Kraken is being taken out here. But 2 members also dropping on the side of Michigan State. Rainmaker is being held though, but Penn State's just trying to go even further with this one. It's 3 members down, but they get even more points remaining. We do see the attempted flank from Sandy, trying to pressure out the rest of Penn State while all that was happening, but it just gave Penn State a lot more points to work with. Michigan State, they're trying to push the Rainmaker for their own.
Yeah, I mean, Sandy is like playing this very well, just zoning out the entirety of Penn State with their machine gameplay. I mean, just constant, chip damage.
Yeah, just like all of the chip damage that's coming out here from Michigan State. As soon as I say it, though, Michigan State, they have a lot of turf to work with, but going down to a Neo Splash-O-Matic, it happens there, and Obscure finds the pick onto the Rainmaker holder there, so the Rainmaker stuck in its path. Michigan State has to slightly reset, and Obscure does drop, going a little too deep though, trying to find even more members of Michigan State. Michigan State said, "Hi, we found you, Obscure. We're gonna take you down."
Yeah, and Michigan State, I think, has finally just you will know we are truly Division I worthy, and we will make sure we will take a game off of you.
Definitely, with the mentality being that you're playing all 7, but still definitely play your hearts out at the very least, even if this will not go in the record books. As 3 members do drop though from Michigan State. I mean, really, you've probably been in a few situations where you probably played all 7. There, Elixir. I mean, if you're on the losing end, you definitely still want to play your hearts out, see if you can at least take a few maps against your opponent, all things considered. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, that's the whole point of Division 1 is, it's the best of the best. So you want to just try to see how well good you stack up, and you just want to play, as well as you can. Although, sometimes my team just picks, the random meme weapons for Game 7 because it's Game 7.
That's always a great feeling. Like, you're trying to build up some momentum and some moral victories after by playing all 7, knowing that you probably have lost that, and then sometimes your teammates I want to try some really fun weapons, like just throwing out weapons out here like the Nova or a few other choices. It gives you some mixed feelings by the end of it, but I definitely understand the mentality of you still want to play your hearts out, trying to see if you can win the any of the 7 maps that do occur. While all that was happening, Penn State they have put the Rainmaker back into mid. They are trying to push way up ahead, and they have lost a member or so. And we do see the Killer coming in here as we are down to a minute left. Penn State has that lead so far in terms of points remaining.
Yeah, but I mean, Penn State's holding this right section very well, but they unfortunately did not protect their Rainmaker user, which kind of shuts this whole push down. I mean, if they somehow were able to protect, that was like a perfect path all the way to the podium.
Yeah, that was almost a good-looking path into the podium, but Michigan State's is gonna be able to rebound. 30 seconds left to go for Michigan State to swipe the lead back and win the 7th map. Definitely a great victory, all things considered. But for Michigan State though, you want to see if you can pick out multiple members. You do take out Obscure. Nick does draw. And one of the members in Penn State dropped. Nick is still alive there, as they do take out 3. A delayed triple here. Michigan State, they may be looking to swipe this away and see if they can win this 7th map. But all of Penn State, they're trying to pressure them out, and they are leaving a path open. Michigan State, they might be trying to run it back, and they do not! It's 1 point short!
That was so close! If they somehow were able to maybe squid roll that or something, they could have probably gotten that lead, but that Rainmaker user just had too much chip damage that any one hit could have killed them, and it did at the worst moment.
I will reiterate, in this playoff 7, you still want to try to play your hearts out. That still stings, the fact you were so close to running it back, and at the final moment, your Rainmaker holder goes down with a point left to go. And that has to be a very rough feeling, all things considered, by the end of that map.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure Michigan State is going to definitely take this match and be like, okay, we know we made some mistakes, but it wasn't a total bust. So I think if we work a little bit harder, we can definitely beat PSU in some upcoming matches or leagues coming up.
Right. Yep. Alrighty, so we are about to wrap things up here. Yeah, I mean, Michigan State definitely playing their hearts out. They definitely gave it a very good effort, but Penn State just a step ahead of them throughout this set. It ends in a 4-0 victory again for Penn State Blue. Penn State Blue, they stay undefeated in Division 1A. But by the end of this one, they're looking to see if they can complete the 5-0 regular season later on. I believe it's going to be a 5-0 for them. They're so one team. And then for Michigan State Firefin couches, especially, they dropped to 2-2. So that's really what we're gonna see out of this set from both these teams.
Definitely. Anyways, on commentary, you got it's me, Elixir. You can find me on Elixir68 for some occasional Twitter posts. Where can we find you, Keon?
You can also find me on Twitter for the occasional Twitter posting as well. It's Keon2570. You can also follow my Twitch. I do Splatoon. I also play other video games there as well. A lot of video games are fun. So you can follow me on Twitch and Twitter that way. All right, I think we're gonna lead us back here, Elixir. Elixir, thank you again. For the commentary. But as always, with Elixir, I'm Keon saying thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned here for the upcoming match, which will happen hopefully after maintenance wraps up on Nintendo's side, as we have another matchup coming up for you just a bit. And but stay tuned for updates on that one. But for now, so long, everybody.